Reset button.
It is the Reset Button, episode 5, Happy New Year edition. Last episode of 2016, guys. Pretty much, I think, the last video in general for Hibiki D&D this year. It's been a great year, ups and downs, trials and tribulations, all that bullshit, Tannen. But welcome back, brother. Christmas is come and gone. Hope you guys had a great one. We had a great Christmas. Real quick, follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. Check out Tannen on Twitter at OTannensBum. He didn't have a chance to mess up his Twitter handle this week because somebody's a little under the weather. Tannen has actually lost his voice. It's been a eventful week for Tannen. You went to a concert. It was awesome, apparently. I wish I was there, but we'll get into that. But here to fill in, who better, especially on another holiday. I'm not going to say spooktacular again because that ship has sailed. But last week we had Ronnie from the Nunchuck Bastards. This week, the other half, Tannen's significant other, Karen. Welcome to the Reset Button. First time ever of guest anything on Hibiki TMD. Welcome. How is everything over there in Castle Tannen or whatever it's called? Taking care of the main man himself. Hope you had a great Christmas too, Karen. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here tonight. Had a wonderful Christmas. Got to spend it with family. Got to spend it with Tannen. It sucks that he's not feeling very well right now, but
It does.
We'll all get through it. You know, tough times come and go, but tough people stay around.
And
So
Tannen
that's
is
what it
actually on with us right now. He's just going to peek in and out throughout the. But say hello, Tannen.
Hello, everyone.
There you have it, guys. He's feeling rough, but he's doing this for us, doing this for you. So appreciate the man. Let's do it, guys. Christmas is coming and going. I got some cool stuff. You guys, I'm sure, I know you did because I've seen pictures and stuff. For Christmas, Karen, start with you because basically you're the most equipped right now. Let's be honest. What was your favorite thing you got for Christmas this year?
I actually got a National Geographic. I actually got a National Geographic telescope, and you can set up your cell phone on it to take pictures or video as you are looking through the gateway to the universe. So, pretty cool item. It's been a little bit cloudy, been a little bit snowy and rainy here, so try to bust it out. Really haven't been able to see anything, but once the skies open up, I'm pretty excited at what's going on.
I missed my
But
telescope
not
from when I
only
was a kid. I wish I
that,
still had
but
it. Telescopes are
you
pretty
used to have
cool.
a telescope. Yeah. They're pretty awesome. So we also for Tannen's belated birthday and kind of a Christmas present for both of us, we went and saw Google Bordello,
Yes.
a Ukrainian band led by Eugene Hutz. Incredible experience. Not just a show; it was an experience. Um, the performers on stage not only performed, they invoked passion from the audience in order to like make them even like more powerful. It was just like everyone in the room was part of the band. It was an incredible experience. I've seen some great concerts in my time, but that was just something different and something very special to see.
Well, I
They
don't know
aren't in the
if any of
United
the
States very
listeners.
often, but
I don't know if any of the
yeah.
listeners have ever checked that band out. I have. Their videos look like it'd be a hell of a time. It's basically for anyone that hasn't checked out Bordello. It's basically Borat meets rock and roll.
I know. I was just correcting you. We didn't actually get to. We got to meet the lead guitarist.
Well, that
Which that
classifies
was
as
really
meeting.
awesome. Huh?
That classifies as meeting a member of the band.
This is true. This is true. This is true. But we didn't get to go backstage. We were at the side of the stage, but we didn't get to go back. But we did get 2 guitar picks from the lead guitarist. it's a personal goal of mine every show that I go to try and get a guitar pick. I've been doing it for almost a decade now, and so far we've only had one failure at that. It was when we went and saw Modest Mouse, but that show was so huge, there was no way I was going to get a guitar pick.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But Karen, you correct me if I'm wrong. I think every band that we've seen, though, other than Modest Mouse, I've accomplished getting a guitar pick.
I'll back him up on that statement. He has got the balls and gump. He will just straight up walk through the crowd
The
up to the
husband.
front and be like, "Hey, my woman, I get her a pick every time we're at a show. Do you have a pick?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, you take this to your woman. You do that, man.
They
Good
literally
for
go,
you."
"Oh yeah, you can take this
Yeah,
because
they're
it's for
like,
your
"We know
lady."
what this pick means."
Yes. Well, you're
It's
such a sweetheart, Tannen. That you know what? That's fucking romantic as shit, and that doesn't happen a lot on these kind of podcasts. But I'll give Devil Where the Devil's credits due. There, that's fucking romantic as hell to get that for your lady at every show.
I
Just saying.
try.
Just saying. Cue some prints or something right now. No, but in all seriousness, it looked like a blast. I'll throw some pictures up right now for everyone checking this out on YouTube. From a crab man grabbing Tannen's balls to just good old fashioned rock and roll. So if you never heard of that band, check them out. As far as Christmas guys, Tannen, I saw that you got an Ocarina of Time art book, and apparently you have what, two more on the way? You were telling me.
Yeah, Carrie got me Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons.
Yes.
But not only that, yeah, go ahead, sweetheart. You do the talking.
Yeah, so I got him the three Legend of Zelda books. They're the legendary editions. So he already got volume one that came. That was Legend of Zelda Legendary Edition, Volume One, Ocarina of Time, Parts 1 and 2. He's got the Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, which is the Volume 2. And then Volume 3, which doesn't release until March, is Majora's Mask: A Link to the Past. And then at the end of March, he has pre-ordered Breath of the Wild. So
I was gonna say,
it's a Zelda-induced beginning of 2017.
way to take all the build up off that. I was gonna say, I was gonna segue, oh, the big one, Breath of the Wild pre-order, but there it is, guys. It's official. Tannen's gonna play it before me, you fucker. But tip of the hat on the gifts, Karen. Well done, well done.
Thank you very much, sir. I
Santa.
really try to make Tannen's life as awesome as it can be. So
She does a good job.
Yeah, speaking of good jobs, tried out VR for the first time ever. I tried to segue that any way possible just to get out of the mushiness. Yeah, I tried VR first time ever. It's an experience. It didn't blow my mind, but it was pretty cool. It wasn't PS, PlayStation VR or anything. It was just like a mobile. You put your phone in it, but it was neat. It was like a roller coaster simulator. It is jarring. I will admit I did get jarred the first couple go rounds, but you do get your peripheral, everything gets used to it for just a mobile device. And I will correct myself. I didn't say horny or haughty. That was the wrong brand on the last episode, Tannen. The brand was Hamodi, another Japanese brand. So, yeah, VR. I don't think it did well this holiday season. Just VR in general, from the sales charts I've seen. What do you guys think that VR would ever overtake consoles, Karen?
it's a possibility if they do it correctly. I feel like you had some kind of screen that surrounded where you were, like you were like in kind of like a tanning bed type situation. But like you were inside of some kind of screen area, and somehow it was like 3D effect within that area, or you didn't quite have something connected to your body that then made you see something that looked 3D to walk through, but actually have some kind of 3D creation around you. I think then it would succeed. But until it's more realistic, where it's not like, oh my goodness, this thing is creating my mind to think I'm in this world. I think it's just a little bit like, meh.
Yeah, I think if it keeps up at this rate, where it's essentially VR shovelware games. Not much legs to these games. They're either simulators or shovelware type games for the most part, except for the Batman stuff and a couple games that we've seen that try to venture up. But I don't think it's going.
Rail shooters. You get a lot of
Yes, yes,
get a lot of rail shooters in this genre, and it gets kind of overwhelming with those. I mean, those just get so old after a while
they do.
that
I think
and I
sadly,
love rail shooters.
I think sadly at the end of the day, it's maybe the same reason we don't see the nunchuck gimmick incorporated more. I just think that gamers are lazy in the most part, and they don't want to have to stand up and do it. They just want to sit down, to pick up and play, pick up a controller. There's your TV. That's the main reason I don't think it'll overtake consoles or just regular gaming in general.
But if it was more of an experience, people would want to take part in it. That's the big thing that's missing from it is it feels like it's very like clunky, like, oh, I got to put this thing on. Oh, I got to stand up. But
Yeah.
if you were to be like, I'm going to immerse myself in this other world, I think it would be totally different. I just don't think they're going about it the right way.
Well, time will tell. Maybe a
Personally.
year from now, this time we'll be talking differently. But at the rate
Well,
they're going, I don't see it happening.
yeah.
Not
Now,
anytime
do you think if you played some other kind of game that you'd feel differently than? Do you have anything else besides the roller coaster one, or?
there was like you're in like a cabin in the woods. You don't really do anything. And also I'm on a mobile one, so I don't have like the hand device that you can reach out. Basically, look, but I've seen lots of footage of actual other VR, so I get like the whole gist of like the bigger games, the more in-depth games. It's definitely cool. It's just so much more could be done with it. I understand it's in its baby steps, and like I'm saying, I could be sounding fickle a year from now, impatient, but it could be a totally different ball game. But
Right now, you have a lot of those silly games too that are out, like Office Simulator. I don't know
yes,
if you've checked that out at all.
yeah,
I mean, it's just a silly game. It's not really
my kids watch it religiously on like Dan TDM and the Minecraft videos.
It's not anything groundbreaking. It's like an interactive office
It's
that
the
you're in.
experience.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not. We're not going to see much beyond that at all until they do create, like treadmills that we can run on and crap like that.
Yeah,
And let's face it, who's going to be able to afford that shit when that comes out? You're talking about like a $3,000 setup, probably even more actually.
yeah. Well, there
Plus,
you
that
have.
game's really difficult. It's ridiculously difficult.
Well, one thing I think with VR that you could do too, driving games, I could see working really well with VR.
Yeah.
If you're the type of person that has the pedal and the steering wheel.
Flying games. It's tailor made for flying games.
Oh yeah.
Basically, But
Oh
anyway,
yeah.
that's VR. I don't know. Have you guys ever tried VR? I'm sure you have.
I tried it one time over at this guy Jeremy's house. And I did the roller coaster. And he also put on it was like the zip line video that somebody took, but it's meant to be worn as a VR headset. Like one of those 360.
Right.
They strapped a 360 camera to their back.
Yeah.
That was really cool, actually, because I mean, I could even look behind me.
Yeah, those look awesome. Yeah, I really wanted to try those out. Karen, have you ever tried VR yourself?
No, I haven't. I'm honestly waiting till it gets a little bit better.
Right.
My oldest brother actually has two of them, and he's been like, "Oh, you want one? You want to try it out?" And I can't bring myself to try it out. I just think I kind of like your experience. I think I'd be so disappointed. I'd be like, "What is the future in this?" But I kind of want to have the mindset going forward. Like, man,
I don't think
bad actors to come out that I want to check out.
I don't think at the end of the day I came away from it and still like disappointed. Just like I don't know. I mean, I came away from it positive, definitely, because it was a new experience and it did impress me for even the most basic VR, device it is. But yeah, I didn't come away from it negative. Just kind of just wishing it could be more, but not really. I don't know. It's tricky, Dicky. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, because you want to step into another world, and when it doesn't take you into the other world, you're like, well, yeah,
well,
but
that's the
it's
thing.
cool.
I mean, it did. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna bullshit. It did. Like I would look up on this this roller coaster, and, there were like blimps in the city. I was there. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that was cool. I was, like I said, it was jarring at first. So I was a little, I wasn't prepared for that. I guess I went into it as an elitist, like, we'll see if that, you know what I mean? But it did. It impressed me for what it was.
Sure.
But, a lot of goods happened this holiday. Unfortunately, guys, our last episode, Carrie Fisher, she did suffer a heart attack. At that time, when we recorded, she was okay. Unfortunately, as everyone's aware, Carrie Fisher has passed away, and even sadder, the day after, her mother, Debbie Reynolds, she passed away also. I've debated just doing a whole Carrie tribute episode. Um, but that's nobody wants. I'd rather celebrate her life and talk about the good things instead of dwelling on how it ended and her mother, the tragedy, all that shit. Guys, what can you say? It's so sad, so sad, and she shouldn't just be known for Star Wars, as Tannen said before.
That she should definitely be acknowledged for all the other stuff that she did. She was definitely in a lot more movies than just Star Wars. I mean, Grant, that is what skyrocketed her fame. But at the end of the day, the other characters that she played, we went through all that. Like, I like my Carrie Fisher to be the housewife from The Burbs.
Yeah.
Was it yours, the crazy girlfriend from Blues Brothers?
Shampoo with Warren Beatty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too.
That was her first flick, actually. Yeah, but her mother, a legend in herself, singing in the rain. Debbie Reynolds. Just crazy. Just a shame, and it doesn't. It didn't stop. Christmas Day, George Michael, guys, passed away. That was a huge shock. Nobody saw that coming. But it didn't just stop there. You had the voice of Alf. It's like the whole. How much 80s can we take from you this year? Let's cap it off with Alf. The guy that played Alf passed away. The Heat Miser passed away. The voice of the Heat Miser. Crazy, guys, in a week. All these people left us. But anyway, not to dwell on it, it's extremely newsworthy, especially what Carrie Fisher meant to Tannen and I growing up. Definitely one of my first crushes, I can definitely say.
Well, it wasn't even about her movies. She was like a pioneer for mental health, understanding different addictions that people might go through, and also opening up about her own addictions. And
Her book
I
is
even
still
saw.
coming out. That was like right around the corner, right around this time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. She overcame addictions. She's a prime example of turning your life around.
Yep, she just came out not too long ago about her scandalous love affair with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Finally was, she's kind of pinpointed that a few times
Because you couldn't
throughout
tell
her
in the
life.
fucking screen
Yeah,
tests if you ever watched
well,
them.
come on. Yeah.
It's Hollywood.
So, but finally, like, coming to the realization that did happen, I'm going to be honest about that, and everything was, just not too long ago, and then all of a sudden, all of this is happening.
Moving on to definitely brighter and better things. I'm so excited for this. Double Dragon 4 was announced, and that's weird because it has something to do with us getting together not too long ago and playing Double Dragon Neon, and this drops. But it's not like Double Dragon Neon. It is like the same exact sprites from the original Double Dragon 2 NES game. It just looks like what Double Dragon 3, which sucked, which is shitty, which I don't recommend, which Tannen hates also. Karen, I don't know if you've ever played Double Dragon 3, but it's horrible. Stay away from that one. But pretend this is the new Double Dragon 3. It drops next month, January 30th. I'm hyped. I'm fucking pumped. And online play, dog, Tannen, we got to get down on some Double Dragon 4.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Even Karen, let's do it. Listen to some Rocky soundtrack and kick some ass. Here's something interesting. I just read this today, Tannen, because I know you like this game a lot. Next month, speaking of PlayStation and stuff, Day of the Tentacle Remastered is free on PlayStation Network. So, that's awesome.
Yeah. Which I'm really happy I didn't buy it, because I would have been like, damn it. Yeah, no, you should definitely check that game out, Travis, and play that. I'm looking. Huh?
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying I'm looking forward to playing it. Just the remaster. I had that game so memorized that, like, as far as the puzzles and stuff goes, I can just cruise through it.
Yeah.
And it's basically playing an interactive movie.
It's like Maniac
But,
Mansion for you, kind of.
No, the first Maniac Mansion was a hell of a lot harder than Day of the Tentacle.
Yeah.
Day of the Tentacle was child's
like
play.
the being able to memorize most of the game.
Yeah, yeah. Now, the cool thing with the first one was you had those different characters to choose from. And some things would be slightly different depending on what character you happen to be in whatever scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, the main goal was to not have your characters get caught and locked away in the basement. And that could happen. Then you have to go all the way back. But you have a save point because But then this one, you can't do anything wrong. You cannot get your character killed, but you can get stuck to the point of frustration if you don't know what you're doing.
To the point of hitting the reset button. You see what I did there? Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So, resetting back to Double Dragon, just to let you guys know, that is going to be releasing on PS4 and PC January 30th of 2017, and Day of the Tentacle,
should be this Tuesday.
This Tuesday should be.
Remaster, I'm seeing March 22nd, 2016. Never mind. Cut.
Oh yeah, no, that was what it came out. But yeah, it'll be free this Tuesday though.
Free this Tuesday, so definitely. I've never played it, but I've heard nothing but great things. So I'm going to check it out. Speaking of never played, and this is a reason I'm excited to have you on, Karen. I never got into I've only played one game in the series, the Need for Speed series. I know you are an enthusiast. You're a fucking Renaissance woman on Need for Speed, if I'm correct.
Yes, I love my Need for Speed. One of the first games I played as a child, I had two older brothers. I got into the Genesis and everything like that. I was never a Nintendo kid. Please do not hold it against me. But Need for Speed, PlayStation 1, I totally started getting into it. And ever since then, as an older person who can drive now, I drive like I'm playing the games.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not in real life. You pretend.
No, yeah, that's true. But I will say, when I get into these moments of I'm playing the game a lot, I will not lie. I will be driving down the road like, oh man, if only I could go on to the median right now and just go around this guy and
checkpoint.
Need for
Where's
Speed
the
it out.
checkpoint?
Exactly. I'm in a time crunch. Come on, man. I got 14 seconds left. Get the fuck out of my way. Yeah, exactly.
Now, for you, for your personal gaming taste, what is the racing genre in general your bread and butter, you would say?
No,
Get him a drink, Gladys. Get him a fucking drink.
I can't because the frequencies on the cell phones will collide. But no, I am I positively am a Need for Speed enthusiast. I've tried some other racing games. Just the realism that Need for Speed provides for you, especially over the years. The cars, the customization, the colors that you can put on them, the emblems and the logos. They are actually logos of racing companies. You know what I mean? Whether they are, super big racing companies or totally hey, we're Dunk Monkey Racing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just an all-inclusive racing game. Not only are you racing, but you are building the car. You're understanding what torque is. You're understanding
everything. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, you can go through and be like, yeah, all right, I'm just going to go with what you tune it as, middle. But if you really get into it and you realize how you drive in the game and you really torque your car the way that it's supposed to be, for your driving habits, it's an incredible thing to experience, honestly. So that's where my love for Need for Speed comes from. I do love to drive too, though. So, I don't know if if my love for driving comes from me playing Need for Speed, or if Need for Speed comes from me having a love for driving. But
Probably a little bit of both. A little peanut butter and
yeah,
jelly.
yeah, it
Now,
exactly bread and
like,
butter.
did you become like into gaming when you were a young kid, or did like your teens? When did it click for you? Like, oh, games are legit, cool.
So I was a classically trained ballet dancer when I was younger
Yes.
in life. So like literally I went to school and I went to dance class. Like not much time for anything else. No,
Knees
you know what I
up.
mean? Like I could
Get your
watch a little
knees
bit of
up.
TV, but yeah. It was more like I must go home and stretch because that's what people do that I do. Anyway, so um didn't really get into it when I was in college. When I started having my breaks, that was when back when uh, Batman: Arkham Asylum came out. That launched me back into gaming again. I will totally be honest about that. My brother, he had he got two PlayStation 4s when they had released back in the early 2000s.
PlayStation
And
3.
yeah, he got the 80 gig was the biggest ones that you could get, and it was like ridiculous how he got these two around Christmas time. But I literally sat on those for a couple of years, and then finally opened up one of the boxes, and
Well,
when the Batman Arkham Asylum came out, and I was like addicted back into what video games could be from there. Just the realism from what I remembered as a child, you know what I mean? Into holy cow, this is
yeah.
what it's like now. It was incredible, and that's what really launched me back into it.
I mean, people can say what they want, but it's a breath of fresh air, especially for like this show and anything on this channel in general, to have someone on that didn't get into gaming till more modern. So it creates like a totally different like perspective on it, and it's interesting. You know what I mean? To see that perspective because it's in like our fucking DNA, basically. I don't know. I feel like I came out with a controller out of the womb. Said, it's just always been there in my life.
Rip,
Like one of my
Xmas.
earliest memories legit is of video gaming, like an Atari at like my grandmother's house. Like it's just I always had family that were into gaming and it was just there, and but it's cool that game that was an excellent game too, by the way. One of the best Batman games of all time ever made. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. I actually got Tannen also for his birthday, the relaunched version for the PS4 that's remastered
Nice.
for that. So
I think
um,
Arkham City is probably my favorite out of the whole series. I think the newest one had too much Batmobile for me personally. I just wanted to be
yeah,
Batman. I didn't want fancy
even
tank
as a
tricks, and I don't know.
yeah,
It was all right.
even as someone who likes to drive and play Need for Speed, I couldn't get on that. No, I couldn't get on that Batmobile.
Well,
It just, yeah, it definitely brought down the game a little
speaking of getting on it, I beat Drake's Fortune, guys. I've never played any of the Uncharted games. I did complete the first. I haven't started the second yet. I'm super excited because every fucking buddy tells me it's the best one. So I'm pumped
It
to
is.
start that next week. But I
bit.
like
Yeah,
Drake's
it.
Fortune. '07, I believe it came out. It was pretty standard. At the time it was pretty groundbreaking. But looking back to play it now, it's pretty standard fair action, but it's pretty much a perfect game. There's a little wonkiness in some of the camera at times. Other than that, pretty spot on gunplay and mechanics, and I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed this game a lot. I don't know what it was. Well, a lot of it had to do with having a 360. I never had a PS3, so I missed that whole gap. So that's probably it too. But even if I had a PS3, I don't know what it was at the time. I don't know why I didn't give this game like the time of day. But I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. Glad to listen to you, Tannen. So note that for me saying that for once.
I just can't wait to finally play the fourth one. The third one, it's a good game, but I just am not really into it.
It's hit or miss.
But yeah, the fourth one was amazing.
Yeah. Did it in fact win Game of the Year?
No, I don't think it did.
Overwatch did.
I'm pretty sure Overwatch got it, but it was definitely a heavy contender.
Well, speaking of Overwatch, I don't even think we talked about this when it dropped. Did you hear that news a couple weeks back about one of the main characters in the game? Like the Blizzard came out and said it's a lesbian, and it's like,
Yeah,
people literally lost their shit. Like why? Like I don't know why Blizzard honestly felt the need to even like announce something like that in the first. It's going to cause nothing but controversy. I know why they did it for, I guess, shock value, or I don't. Who cares? It doesn't affect. It's a fucking game. It's not a novel. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect a storyline twist. It just, I felt it was unneeded in the first place for Blizzard to do this, guys. Personally, I don't know what you
Yeah, I
guys have
mean,
to say.
I don't think they necessarily had to do that. But at the same time, it's kind of whatever. I think it's stupid that people did lose their shit on that. Though at the same time, it's like, I mean, either direction, who really cares? Like, I,
Just the fact that this was, out of millions of people, one of the highest trending topics, and people legit losing their shit on Twitter, and just, oh god, some people are just straight up fucking pathetic, and they will split hairs. They literally have no life. They're attached to a device. They're missing life. They're too busy trolling people and trying to be too cool for school and controversial and shit like this. And it's just so stupid. It really is. But what's not stupid is a little break, and I feel like it's about that time, guys.
yeah, sure, yeah. Let's do the break.
So hopefully Karen hasn't left. I feel like she left.
No, I'm right here. I was actually looking up what the game of the year for 2016 was for you guys to fact check you.
Well, what in fact is the game of the year 2016? It's not
See, it's
Mafia
funny
3.
No, that was such a disappointment.
It's not fucking Elf. I'll tell you that. That game fucking sucks. Don't ever play it.
Elf or Alf?
Either.
Elf.
I'm sure if there was an Alf game, it was terrible too.
You know that guy was only 33 inches tall. He lived till 76 years old, though.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So who am I looking up for who picked the top game of the year?
I don't know. We'll figure it out when we come back on the reset button. Hopefully, we'll know who has the game of the year. If not, we'll keep taking random shots in the dark until the choices get more ridiculous. But when we come back, it's our game of the week, and I'm excited about this one, Tannen. Something good, finally. Something good to talk about. Can't wait.
And it's New Year's Eve themed.
Yes, it is our
About that.
year-end episode, guys. We come back to the reset button. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Mike here from the Slam Pigs Podcast, reminding you, as always, check us out on Twitter, @Slam Pigs Podcast. Check us out on Facebook, The Slam Pigs Podcast. Or, as always, check us out on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. Hibiki TMD is where it's at. Until we meet again, oink oink.
And we're back. The reset button, episode 5, guys. Our last episode of the year 2016. Happy New Year to everyone. Follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. Check out the Facebook group. By the way, we didn't even mention this. What the fuck is wrong with us, guys? The reset button now has a Facebook page. Check us out on Facebook officially. Pound that like button. Check out the reset button. Welcome back, Karen. Filling in for Tannen, who's under the weather with a sore throat, got his tea. He's good to go to talk about our game of the week. But Karen, our game of the week this week, and welcome back, by the way. Sorry to get excited there. I just really like our game of the week, and I'm not used to that.
Well, thank you. I am welcome to be welcomed back.
Welcome. And Tannen, what's going on, buddy? Hang in there. We'll get through this.
And not much. The dog's trying to spill hot tea on my lap. And it's like, go away.
Will you calm her down? Because it is time to talk about the classic Parasite Eve for the PSX, guys. One of Square's one of Square's greatest games, in my opinion, they ever made. This game was actually originally a novel in Japan, and then the novel was translated to a movie. The game is actually a sequel to both, story-wise. The game had three entries in the Parasite Eve series. The third one was on PSP exclusively. But Tannen, Karen, Did you ever play the other games in the series, or just mainly the first?
I just played the first one. I never played the second one. And I didn't even know about the PSP version, so there you go.
There you have it.
But as far as the first one went, I got that first game for Christmas. It was the Christmas of '98 going into '99 when I got that game, and really enjoyed it. The graphics were mind blowing. I mean, we were coming down from a time where Final Fantasy VII kind of had taken the cake, graphic wise, and you ask yourself, is this going to get any better? And then Parasite Eve came out, and it was just a beautiful looking game.
Yes. Looking back, Final Fantasy VII is a polygonal mess at points.
So I had that. I feel like in the mid to late '90s, game developers were so happy to be able to include footstep sounds in their games.
They way overdid.
And that was another game that, well, I mean, like if it's all square, how are you gonna top this with your footstep sounds? And then Final Fantasy VIII came out, and you had everybody walking in single file. Like, but other than that, that game is just, and everything about it was awesome. The gameplay was fantastic. Yeah, there's RPG elements in it, but at the same time was kind of an action game in its own little way as well.
Parasite Eve, basically, to summarize it real quick, is like a survival horror game had a baby with an RPG. It takes the
with
best
a lot of fire.
Karen, did you spend a lot of time with this game back in the day?
No, I didn't.
Well, since you haven't, basically the gist is that the mitochondria parasites have tried to rise up and take over living things' bodies, not just humans. One of the most memorable things about this game for me at the time was the FMV. It was phenomenal at the time. I remember that. Do you remember the rat turning into like the dog or whatever, the wolf?
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Crazy shit going on. Had kind of like an element of, it was like The Thing, but it was in New York City.
Yes.
On New Year's Eve.
It takes place in New York City. And basically, the game opens up, and this fits into our New Year's Eve episode, Tannen, and our holidays episode or whatnot. It takes place on Christmas Eve in an opera. Aya Brea, the girl you play, the cop, she's a rookie cop, and she's out on a date with some guy. And basically, Eve goes on stage, sings, and destruction. The whole audience is killed right off the bat, right off the get. That was, for a Square game, especially at the time.
I will say, as someone who's never played the game or experienced the game, I've actually been watching the trailer in mute right now. And holy cow, that's where I came up with the "and fire." But holy cow, it really does look like an incredible game, especially graphically, like you guys were saying, for the time.
Well,
and,
I will admit,
even emotionally, you're kind of pulled into what's going on, even through the trailer.
This game totally nails it as far as the story. I guess you could say it's cheating in a way. It piggybacks off of it was already established, but whatever. Fuck off, people that split hairs. It's a good story. That's the biggest positive about the game. It's not perfect. It does show its age when you play it. It's like real-time encounters. You move around to dodge and to attack, and it's like you have an attack gauge. You wait on that to fill up. It's standard fare in the real time, pretty much bare bones. But you have to use a certain strategy, like mixing up an action game with an RPG. It's just there's so many routes you can go to attack. But I think the biggest drawback that shows its age, and since looking back this week, going back to it, I haven't gone back to it in a while, but man, that walking is so slow. It fucking takes 15 goddamn
you
years.
hear it. You hear it.
It's just, it makes Resident Evil 2 look like you're playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that's what I was.
It's slow. That is its biggest drawback for me. If you forget an item that's required or you have to backtrack, it is a gut feeling that you just dread. It sucks. But yeah, you're right, Tan. It just Resident Evil made it just seem so much faster, and that's saying a lot considering that Resident Evil 2 was pretty sluggish at the time.
Yeah.
But other than that, no complaints for Parasite Eve. It is a must play in my opinion. I don't know about you, Tannen. You got to.
Yeah, no, definitely. If you've never played it, it's one for the books. It's one to check out.
Now, Tannen, did you play it when you were younger? Do you think if you would have come into it later, it would have had changed your perspective on it.
I think as an adult, I'd still enjoy it. I wouldn't mind playing the second one, honestly. I just skip over the first one. After that, I already played it.
We'll keep your eye out at the pawn shop. See if 2 or 3 come in.
I think we have Parasite 2 somewhere.
There you go.
I think we might have it. I might even have it for the PSP somewhere too. Even though I'm like, oh, but come to think of it.
Well, there you go, guys. Get on Parasite Eve if you've never played it. Our game of the week next week, like we said earlier, is Day of the Tentacle. With no excuse, none of you guys that have a PS4 shouldn't check out. It's free. It's the best price. Karen, thank you so much for coming on and filling in the shoes of the man himself, Tannen. Karen, I hope you have a great new year, both of you guys. The reset button is one of my favorite things to do, and I appreciate you guys being a part of it. And everyone that's ever been a guest on anything. Like I said, it's our last video of the year, anything here. Thank you, everyone, for the feedback on Twitter and Facebook. Karen and Tannen, I'm signing off. Guys, let's hit the reset button.
Happy New Year, folks.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me. I hope everyone has 2017 that they are hoping for.
I hope you take 2017 and ram it up your ass.